Hi, and welcome to level 25 of Level Up. In this level, we will be classifying right, acute, and obtuse triangles. So let's go ahead and get started. You can go ahead and create this table. It is 3 columns over and 3 rows down. And I would make the last column the biggest one. So you want to have this most room over here at the end. All right, so you may pause if you need to create your table. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and continue. So we're going to start by talking about a right triangle. All right, so a right triangle has one right angle. And it's important that you see that it's one right angle and not 3 right angles, okay? So let's go ahead and draw a picture and we'll talk about this some more. And when you're drawing your pictures of your triangles, if you would like to use the ruler that you should have in front of you, then you may, just so you can have those nice straight edges. So if you'll notice, every triangle has 3 angles. The angles are the corners where the sides meet. So there's always 3 on a triangle. Now, we're looking for a triangle that has one right angle. Remember, a right angle is that perfect L shape, that shape that you'll see on the corners of your notebooks, the corners of our papers over here, the corner of a doorway. So you'll see that lots of places, that perfect L shape. All right, so we see that right here. And remember, we just need 1 to make it a right triangle. So this one is a right triangle. Now let's say that we have one that we're a little unsure about. It's not quite as easy to see just looking at it right away. It's not as easy to tell if, any of these angles are a right angle. So sometimes if you're unsure, what you need to do to classify a triangle is turn your paper. No. Still a little unsure. Oh, look at this. Look at that perfect L shape. Look at that perfect L shape we see right there. And so we just need 1 right angle to make it a right triangle. That one is also a right triangle. All right, we're moving on. So let's talk about acute triangles. All right, an acute triangle is a triangle that all 3 angles are acute. All right, let's do some examples and talk a little bit more about that. So here's an example of an acute triangle. So if you look at all of the angles of this, they're all smaller than 90 degrees because an acute angle is smaller than 90 degrees. It's little bitty, it's cute. So if you need a study hint for that, remember that it's cute. It's cute and little, like a little puppy. A little puppy is cute because it's small. So think about that when you're thinking about acute triangles. And all 3 of the angles have to be acute for it to be an acute triangle. So what I want you to go ahead and do is see if you can draw, pause the video for a second, of course, and see if you can draw your own acute triangle on your own. All right, and after you do that, you can press play, and we'll be moving on to, last but not least, obtuse triangles. All right, and an obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle. Now, I want you to think back to what an obtuse angle is. Remember, an obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So it's greater than an L shape. So if you're unsure, let's say I'm trying to figure out if this angle right here is 90 degrees or if it's acute or if it's obtuse. I'm just going to take one of the sides and just draw a tiny little dotted line to make it that perfect L. Now, is this greater or less than 90 degrees? I hope you said greater because it is greater than 90 degrees. So because we have this one obtuse angle, this makes this an obtuse triangle. I want you to do the same thing as you did earlier and go ahead and go back or press pause rather and see if you can draw your own obtuse angle. And if you need to take a second to pause and catch up, that's okay. So you can see all of this. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and move on to the fun activity. Now that we know a little bit more about right, acute, and obtuse triangles. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the construction paper that you should have gotten right before you started the video, or shortly after maybe, and you're going to take it and you are going to use your ruler and you're going to draw a big variety of different triangles. And after you draw those, you are going to cut them out and you're going to have a bunch of shapes that look a lot like these little triangles. Okay, so now what I want you to do is you're going to make a table here, and it's going to say right triangle, acute triangle, and obtuse triangle. You're going to just separate these into just 3 different sections here. Now what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can draw using that straight edge of your ruler, cut out and paste 5 triangles in each of these sections, and they have to be correct. So you have to put the right triangles here, the acute triangles here, and the obtuse triangles here. So let's say if we can't classify the ones that are already cut out. So you want 5 in each. That's what you have to get to be able to beat this level. So if you need to write 5 in each of the sections to remind yourself that you need that to beat this level, then you can go ahead and do that. So let's start looking at these. So I'm wondering what angle this is. So let's look. I think the good thing to do is first I want to check if it's a right triangle. Okay, so this angle is, that's smaller than, this angle's smaller than a right angle, so that's acute. This one's smaller than a right angle. What about this one? Well, this looks like a perfect L here, doesn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in right triangle because I can look up here and see that I just need 1 right angle to make that a right triangle. Now let's look at this one. All right, this angle is definitely not right. This angle isn't right, neither is this one, so it's not right. Looking at these, it looks like all these are less than 90, so I think that makes it an acute angle. All right, let's look at this last one I had here. No, I'm only going to do 3, but you're going to do 15 total. You're going to need 5 for each type of triangle. Now, I'm wondering if this is a right triangle, so let's look. So I have, this is definitely acute. This is definitely acute. Those are teeny, teeny little tiny angles. This one looks big though. I'm wondering if that's a right angle. So you know what I can do? I can lay it down if I need to. And just kind of draw a little dotted line where I think that there would be to make that a perfect L, a perfect right angle. So I'm looking at it, and this angle here that we have is much bigger than this 90-degree angle that I made here. So that would make this an obtuse angle, which would make this whole triangle an obtuse triangle. Because if we look back up here, it says that we just need 1 right angle to make it an obtuse triangle. So you're going to do this. I want to make sure that you have a variety. I don't want to see a whole bunch of acute triangles that look exactly like this. So I want a variety of different triangles, and they could be facing different ways, and you know, I could have some like this that are big, and then another one facing this direction that's small, and maybe some that are a little bit shorter, and some are long. I want to see a good variety, so that way you can show me that you know exactly what a right, acute, and obtuse triangles are. Because they can be shaped differently, just so long as they follow these rules right here. As long as each type of triangle is following those rules, they can be shaped a little bit differently. Each one's going to be just a little bit different. So you can go ahead and get started with the activity, and good luck on level 25.